All right, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Pastrami Nation podcast. I'm Kevin, and joining me today is co-founder of Pastrami Nation himself, Mr. Jason Smith. How you doing today, sir?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. And of course, the Godfather of toys, Mr. Christian Nacorda. How you
Oh,
doing?
oh, it's almost that time of year. I just was just razzing me about my shirt earlier. I was just saying this is what happens when you reach into the laundry and you just pull out whatever smells good. You get a Christmas shirt in the middle of summer. That's what I'm wearing.
Yes.
How you doing?
Christmas in July.
Yeah.
How you do it? Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for checking out the show. As always, like, subscribe, share. That always helps us out a lot. On today's show, these two gentlemen over here got to go to San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. So we're going to talk about that, talk about the experience, especially with the strikes going on and stuff like that. They're going to talk about some cool stuff that they picked up as well, or that they saw, picked up, all that cool stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. And of course, this past weekend, Barbenheimer weekend, the box office exploded. And even to yesterday, Monday, Barbie broke the records for Monday sales.
Nice.
It beat
That's
out
so
the Dark
good.
Knight. It beat out the Dark Knight to become the highest grossing Monday movie ever after the weekend. It was very exciting, very cool. Greta Gerwig is freaking amazing, and she's doing amazing things. If you guys checked out either one of Oppenheimer or Barbie, let us know what you guys thought. We'll kind of cover those a little bit later. We're not going to get into spoilers. Me and Christian had the opportunity to see both. Jason hasn't. I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah,
if you
don't
guys-
ruin it. I still need to see those.
No.
I mean,
Hi,
Oppenheimer.
Cassie, by the way.
I feel like
Yes.
Hi, Cassie.
Hey,
I feel like Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's kind of a different story because if you know the story, I mean, you should, I mean, the dude creates the atomic bomb, blows stuff up. Like, it's not very much spoilery that you can get into. Barbie was awesome. Barbie was amazing. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, let's dive into San Diego Comic-Con. Christian and Jason, you guys take this one away. Unfortunately, I live in Oregon. So I didn't go.
We'll get you there one of these years.
Yeah.
This year, dude, I'm stoked. Actually, I want to go next year. That's my big
Hell
plan.
yeah.
Yes.
But what do you guys think of this year? What were some standouts? And yeah, take it away, guys. What did you guys think of San Diego Comic-Con this year?
Ooh, well, first, I want to give a big shout out to one of our fans, Andy WK, that's always commenting, because without his help, we wouldn't have been at Comic Con, because you know how it puts you in the waiting room and stuff.
Yeah,
Andy hooked it up, so like there we are. So thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you, Andy. You
and it was
party
just-
animal.
Yes, it was so awesome. Comic a lot more crowded on the exhibit floor, and I think that had to do with all the big movies pulling out. So you had no big Hall H. Usually a Hall H gathering is like 6,500 people. So
Yeah.
it was back to basics this year, right? Which I think is really cool. I think that's amazing. I think more Comic-Cons need to do that. And celebrities are nice, of course. These big announcement. San Diego Comic-Con has become the big entertainment hub for nerds, right? Like it's where we get the movies, the TV shows, comic books, everything in one. But this year was mainly focused on the comics, the toys, all that stuff.
yes, it's back to Comic Con, but it was still there was a lot of like for the Turtle movie, the Turtle van was parked out in front of the
That was
convention
cool.
center.
Yeah.
And there was a big long line, and I was like, Nolan, what do you think that line's for? And then as we're walking, because we got off the shuttle and we're walking past this line that goes up to that Turtle van. Pizza Hut is there with how they have the turtles on
that's
the
really
boxes,
cool.
giving out slices of pizza to everybody. I'm like,
No.
man, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have went and ate lunch before,
Oh, man. That's
But
awesome.
it was cool, like I'm a big toy nerd and everything, so picked up a few Loyal Subjects, easily my favorite booth. Like those guys are so awesome to us, and their turtle figures I feel have come light years from what they used to be. Like this was the first thing I bought. Our first stop was I wanted to make sure I got the Toka and Razor, and I haven't opened Razor yet, but this is the video game version. That's why he's blue, because they showed up in the Turtles in Time arcade game, I believe, for the Super Nintendo.
Right.
But yeah, I told Nolan we're going there first, and when the day Super Shredder goes on sale, that's our first stop as well. So snagged that. Snagged this awesome thing that I didn't plan on buying, but It's the Mezco 112 Wolverine, which I haven't opened it yet, but it's basically a better version of this guy,
Yeah.
which is the Marvel Legend. And I hadn't planned on buying it, but in seeing it on display, Mezco does such a nice display of all their figures. And I was telling my brother, that one looks so badass, and he's like, you have the Marvel Legend, so you have to get it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you twisted my arm. So bought that. A couple other figures, I want to smell Jason after he jogs, huh?
Paul McPurstone, what's up, man? How's it going? At least you listen to the show, though. That's what matters. It
Yes.
doesn't matter when or how.
Yeah.
You listen to it, totally cool. Pablo, what's up, man? How's it going, dude? Nice to see
Pablo.
you. No, good. Continue. Yeah. So
Yeah, it was a good showing. Talked to some really cool people. Sean at the Loyal Subjects, always so cool. Justin and David over at Bandai, totally awesome guys. They let us go up in the upstairs VIP lounge, so that was really cool. Couple of how they did the portal system for exclusives, and you had to do it was like a lottery, and you're lucky if you got like a spot in the Funko line or whatever.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I got one for UCC. I guess I had signed up for it. Well, my friend Andy, he didn't get that one. He asked me, hey, can you help me out? Because he wanted some stuff from there. I go to the UCC line, and those guys aren't on the same page at all. I was like, it says come back between this window. Yeah, but you still got to stand in that standby line over there. And then the other guy over there is like, well, no, you need to come back in an hour. I'm like, in an hour, the window's over. So I told Andy, hey, I don't think it's going to happen,
Understandable. What other were some other highlights for you guys this year? Was it for so Jason was talking about his favorite. What was your favorite there, Christian? Did you have a favorite?
There was a lot of good stuff. Yeah, definitely shout out to the Loyal Subjects. Also just a big congrats to the Loyal Subjects, man. Like this new line, the IDW line, is like a complete game changer. I know that and I've talked to Sean about this too. I think if there was ever a critique on their figures, it was like the quality of their stuff in previous times. All that's out the window, man. Like this puts them right at the top of all the other people producing figures for TMNT. So it's exciting. This is going to be a big change, I think, for Loyal Subjects. So I'm excited for you guys. Big leagues now, man, and you guys did it. You guys been working so hard. So
your little dog's just hanging out in the back. What's your dog's name again?
Oh, Bella. Yeah, she's up
hey,
the mountain right there.
Oh, it steals my attention.
Yeah, she's such a cutie. So that was really cool. There was a lot of people there to see. So Mad Hatter review. Mad Hatter was really awesome talking to you. We got to talk for like 10 minutes at the Hasbro booth. Robo from the Foosh is like my third time running into you. You guys are like my favorite YouTubers, so I'm happy that all the people I ran into. It's awesome. My old boss Santosh, what's up? Our friend Kelly, who was working the Hasbro activation, what's up? Roberto, all the people I got to see, it was like really, really cool. But yeah, to me, I think Loyal Subjects, I think it was the thing I walked away with that I was most excited with. I did buy the Mezco Green Ranger. I didn't pick up the Wolverine because I have the Steel Box Wolverine, the Tiger Stripe one already. So I'm like, I don't know that I want, like, I already have 2 Mezco Wolverines, so I didn't pick that up. But the Green Ranger is fantastic. Spent way too much at the NECA booth.
Yes,
way too much.
The NECA booth,
because I got the 4-pack, I got the Kino figure, and I got the Alf.
The Vacation Elf.
Yeah, I got the Alpha on like my second or third day. I was just like, I'll get it.
Dude, NECA had such a good showing too.
They did. It like really good for them too, because they had like something to show like every day. Like every day there was something new, so that was really cool.
Did you guys check out the Lego area, the flashback, the Blockbuster thing?
Brickbuster?
Yeah, the Brickbuster was very, very cool.
It was like a scavenger hunt to get, like, there was pins and there was like a torso that was like a Blockbuster employee Lego minifigure torso, which what I heard from one of the guys in one of the lines, he's like, yeah, if you had an old, because he was asking us if we had an old Blockbuster membership card. Oh, nice. And I'm like, damn it, I was going through my wallet a couple of weeks ago and I saw mine in one of my old wallets. And if I would have known this, I would have brought that over and used it, Because if you show them that, I guess they gave you something. Like if you have, it's like a scavenger hunt.
That sucks if you like just finally like it's been 25 years, but I finally got a new wallet and I cleaned it out just before Comic-Con.
There is
Yeah.
still one Blockbuster Video you can use that card at up here in Oregon.
I've heard.
The last Blockbuster. So I need to make a trip over there and do a whole. I should do a whole live vlog.
You should. What's the drive time from like where you guys live?
It's about 3 hours.
Oh,
It's
okay. I bet
it's
you can make a
drive,
day
but-
out of it.
Yeah, we've considered it, and it's
Right.
It's definitely at the top of our minds to do that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It's really pretty. I've been there before, not the Blockbuster, but in the area where it's at for my last job. Really pretty over there, really beautiful. You can easily make a day out of it. Like there's a lot to do over there.
Not to change the subject, and I just want to bring this up really quickly, but I think like all of us are kind of in that generation where we had so many like short-lived things that only our generation knows about. Like, you know what I mean? Like these things that like a Blockbuster or like a pager that was like in between
pager.
technologies
I
that only
remember-
like yeah.
I remember the peak of technology was when you can actually text the pager,
Mhm.
where you can like from your computer or something, you can text a message to a pager, and they'd still have to call you back because they can't do anything with it. But
Yeah.
that was amazing. Pogs.
Thank
were
you,
amazing
Cassie.
too.
Pogs. Man,
That was the 90s, huh?
that is boy, is that the 90s. That takes me back to Power Rangers and Pokemon. But yeah, that I don't know. It's kind of funny. Like pager code too. Like I remember like inventing a code so that we could So like it's funny because if you say like 143 to somebody our age, like we automatically know. If you say that to like they're like what? To a kid. Anyway, sorry. I just thought that was funny.
No, that's cool. How did you guys feel the overall vibe at the show was this year? Do you guys feel like it was missing anything because of the strikes and everything? Do you guys feel like that had any effect on, or even like not a lot of big stuff at Hall H and stuff, for example? Do you feel like that actually affected the con at all, or did you feel the same kind of? Was it still the same kind of spirit there? Was everyone still just happy to be there and hanging out?
Yeah, I think that it felt pretty much like the spirits were up. Like everybody was just excited to be there. It was luckily the weather was fantastic. Like it was not
yeah.
It looks
super
like it, yeah.
hot. It was like overcast for I think like Friday. That was awesome. Arturo, I did not have a pager, but a lot of my friends did.
I didn't either. My dad did. That's how I got
Yeah,
a
my
little-
mom did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know, and I didn't get a cell phone until like college. I think I was like in 2002 or 2003 was my first cell phone. So yeah.
What was your first cell phone? Do you remember?
Yeah, the brick, the Nokia.
Nokia.
Yeah.
The Nokia. I
Oh,
remember
the
upgraded to
I know what
the,
you're talking about. That, yeah.
I think the 8310 or something.
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that was mine too. And then I upgraded to the. I think my first real like smartphone was the G2. I don't know if you remember those. I think it was kind of like had a little like you flipped it up basically.
Oh yeah.
This is big brick. Yeah. a lot of
Like
fun.
phones were all about getting smaller for a little. I remember like the Pebble, and then there was
yeah.
like that commercial where they dip it in chocolate and with that awesome song. But then like smartphones came out, then it just like it reversed and it got bigger again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a BlackBerry. That was my first smartphone.
My
Nice.
first smartphone was my brother upgraded his phone, so he had like an iPhone. I forget what it was, 7 or something. So he's like, "You want your first smart?" Because I was a prepaid phone kind of guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Nolan's iPhone, and then it's been smartphone ever since, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
the G2
did.
was like the sidekick. Yeah.
Yeah, because it
Perfect.
goes like that, and then you can. I remember the transition to like touchscreen, and I was like, "There's no way you could type as fast on a touch. I need to be able to feel my keys."
100 feet. That was me.
I
All
know.
the
My mom got an iPhone, and I was like, "Let me see this." I'm like, "Oh my god, this is incredible!" Like,
Oh, I can't imagine typing on an actual keyboard now.
I know. I
Like,
don't know how I did it. I do remember having like just the dial pad, and remember like one was A B C, and then 2 was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like if you knew it well enough, you could like secretly text in your pocket. You know what I mean? Just by feeling it. So that
Not me. Took me forever to send a message that way.
me. Yeah.
I remember this girl I was dating, like my messages would go back to her so slow. She's like, "It took you that long to just say that?" And she's sitting there,
Yeah.
how do you do it so fast, you know?
Oh, so funny.
Very cool. Well,
God, way to age ourselves.
yeah, I know. Sounds like it was an awesome time. I'm really excited to go to San Diego Comic-Con one of these years. If you all went, let us know what you thought. Let us know what you guys found there. Let us know what you guys were excited about there.
Really quick word to the wise too. If you guys are visiting and you don't have like a hotel, and like let's say you're out of town and you're driving in, you can park at the Hotel Coronado, like at the Hotel Coronado.
Oh, yeah.
You can park on the street for free, and then it's a $6 like all day ferry ride back and forth over the bay. Probably the cheapest way to get in, as opposed to like paying $40 for parking every day.
Well, some hotels, one of the guys was telling us on the shuttle that, like his hotel, he was at the Spring Hill Suites, I think.
Mhm.
I think you can park there and it's like $4 an hour, but then you can just park there and don't have to be a guest and then just hop on the shuttle, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
That's
just, I don't know.
Hotel Coronado, just because it's an amazing hotel.
It's
And
the
it's haunted.
most
It's
beautiful.
the most
Yeah.
haunted one in San Diego. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going there. I want to stay there.
Yeah. I think it's like $700 a night. Like I think that's the starting rate.
I remember that episode of Baywatch with the
Wanted.
ghost.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's cool though. Yeah, so it seems like it's gonna be a good time. I think the next the next Comic Con I know is Rose City Comic Con up here in Portland. And then I know there's a bunch of Comic Cons everywhere. But yeah, enjoy your cons and enjoy your local cons. And then just have to wait till next year. See if I go to San Diego Comic Con. We got Emerald City Comic Con coming up next year, San Diego Comic Con, and all that fun stuff. So let us know what cons you guys are excited for and what you guys are excited to check out. So let's talk about the box office a little bit this past weekend, because this is insane. This is crazy. Like, movies do great all the time, right? Like, movies do fantastic, but Barbenheimer has been like a cultural phenomenon. It's taken the world by storm. Like, and they both helped each other achieve the heights that they did. So Barbie came in at the end of the weekend at $155 million, which is huge. Like, that is action, that is superhero movie territory. Movies do not do that unless it is a big tentpole action movie. Barbie did that. Oppenheimer came in right below it at $80 million, which is also a really, really good, amazing number. What's so incredible about it is normally when you have a movie open at $155 million, everything else comes in 50 million or below, right? So nothing else at the box office will reach the 100. Oppenheimer did it, and they both worked hand in hand in tandem to get to where they are. That's freaking insane. That's really cool. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Barbie took over the #1 spot for the best Monday ever. Took it from The Dark Knight, which is, again, Barbie's in superhero, what we call superhero territory right now, right? Because it's these big superheroes. That's amazing. That's incredible. I'm so happy for it. The reviews for both have been amazing across the board. Like, people love these movies. This past weekend, so many people, they did the Barbenheimer plunge where they did a double feature. They watched Oppenheimer and Barbie. I was one of those people that on Saturday we watched Oppenheimer first thing in the morning. I think it was a 10:25 showing, and then at 3:00 we watched Barbie. It was a fun day at the movies, and I'm glad people are going out. Quentin Tarantino did it too. Quentin Tarantino did it.
That's cool.
Him and Roger Avery, they went to go watch Oppenheimer. Or I think he was showing Oppenheimer at his theater, the New Beverly, and then they went across the street and bought a ticket for Barbie to go see Barbie after they watched Oppenheimer at their theater. It was really, really cool. It's really exciting. This movie, I don't want to say these movies single-handedly saved the box office, but they definitely pumped some fresh blood into what was a good summer, but hasn't really been a big blockbuster summer yet. You have Mission Impossible has been doing okay, but I don't think it hit the numbers that the studios wanted, or that Tom Cruise even wanted. We still have a few movies. I mean, Spider-Verse was kind of the first big one, right? Like, that one kind of took everyone by storm. That one made a lot of money. And I don't think we have any. I think Ninja Turtles is going to be the next one that's going to make money at the box office. Like,
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's gonna make 155 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to. It's just
No. But
we're looking at close, maybe 80. I'm thinking 70 or 80 if I'm being like generous. Otherwise, I'm honestly thinking 40 or 50, but that's okay. That's good. That's not bad. Oh, we have the Haunted Mansion coming up next weekend, but
that's this weekend,
unfortunately,
right?
what's that?
That's this weekend.
That's this weekend coming up, correct? Yeah,
Yeah.
that is this weekend. We're going to see it Saturday night, but unfortunately, I feel like the marketing hasn't been there very well for it. I don't think I haven't been hearing the buzz around that one like I have every other.
I hear it's good.
I hear it's fun. I hear it's
Yeah.
great. I'm super excited to see it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What are you guys? Is Ninja Turtles kind of the next big one you guys are excited for? Or are you guys excited for Haunted Mansion? Or
Oh yeah, still going to see Haunted Mansion. That's one of my big ones, but Ninja Turtles, like that's
yeah. Joseph, my brother. It's all about the Ninja Turtles.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. No, and I agree. I'm really excited for Ninja Turtles. The only thing that kind of worries me is that I feel like I don't know if I don't know. I feel like we just kind of came off of the newer iteration of Ninja Turtles, and you have all the stuff on Nickelodeon and everything, and now they're doing another iteration of it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like go ahead.
No, I totally agree with you, but I think that Ninja Turtles is kind of like one of the only franchises that can consecutively, or at least like not consecutively, that's not the right word, but at the same time just have a bunch of different iterations going, and the fandom is cool with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like since the beginning, there was always the comics, the cartoons, the movies.
Then you look at what Michael Bay did and the fandom.
Yeah,
there was a good
that kind of crashed it for a while.
I like the second one though, the Michael Bay. The second one with Bebop and Rocksteady.
The second one was an improvement because it dove deeper into like the lore. Like we got Krang, we got a proper Shredder.
They're both horrible.
It was still horrible.
It was really bad. It was Michael Bay,
We're not.
It's not even a Michael Bay movie, which is the funny thing. Like he's just a producer on it, but
yeah, that's true.
It's his DNA all over it.
I mean, they're not Black Adam bad, but they're
It's true.
But, Haunted Mansion doesn't have any hype. Like I've seen some trailers, when you go to the movies, but I've seen like they have like an Allstate commercial too and everything. Yeah, I haven't, it's not really a part of the conversation right now.
I think this Barbie's it. Like this is it for the year. Like we just saw the biggest opening of the year, and I don't think we're going to see anything top it. Like I'm sure that was a surprise to a lot of people, but then this was a cultural phenomenon. This was something that nobody could have predicted.
I'm not going to lie. I think this is like the first time where I felt like a movie was like a weekend at the movies was an event, right? Like it felt like that's why I felt like I wanted to do the Oppenheimer and Barbie double feature, because it felt like an event. Like it felt, I can't remember. I think honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, like Endgame was the last like event movie I remember seeing. The last event at the weekend, at the movies was something like Endgame. And this comes along and kind of revigorates that. And I hope that we get more of these kind of, because the fans created that, right? It wasn't the studios, even though the studios were playing into it with one another. Like I saw studio executives from other studios, like talking about Barbie and dressing up as Barbie and doing the, they have those things where you can insert yourself in that Barbie kind of poster thing. A cultural phenomenon, like you said. But I think Ninja Turtles will come pretty. I think
it's going to do good. If I had to put a number opening weekend, I'm gonna say it's gonna be right there I'm gonna say 98, 102. Like that's my range.
You think 98? Wow.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay. Because dude, they're marketing the crap out of this. You can't go anywhere.
No, I agree. Okay.
And like it's kids, it's like people like us growing up. I think there's probably, I think also like Joe kind of brought that up. It's a nice fresh take. It's a fresh take that like surprisingly, how has nobody done this yet? You know what I mean? Like actually focus on the teenage aspect of things.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think that's a really cool take on it, right? Like you said, we haven't seen it yet. And it's got Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg behind it. And you actually have actual teenagers playing the turtles, and April. And you got a great voice cast too. And I am excited for it. I really am. I know Eli, my son, he's obviously super excited for it. But you really think 100?
I'm being very. It's probably going to be like 80 tops.
Oh,
It's probably
oh,
closer to like 70, like you're saying.
that's good.
I'm
That's
a
good.
gambler. I'll say 100.
There you go.
Okay. I think we should. We should. You know what? Let's do something really fun. Let's put some. We're not putting money because gambling is wrong. Gambling is illegal.
Yes,
So
gambling's
here's what
illegal.
we're gonna do. I just think this is gonna be fun. I just made this up, and we're gonna do this. Okay, guys. So I think whoever comes closest to the number. So we're gonna play by Price is Right rules, right? Like whoever.
So you
gets
can't, if you go over, you lost. But if you
yes.
get
I
closer,
think the
okay.
person that loses has to. I think the person that loses has to watch a movie
Okay.
from Winner's Choice, and they have to review it on the show. So
Deal,
it could
deal,
be
deal.
any movie. Any movie. I've heard this done on another pod, and it's a lot of fun. Any movie. It could be the worst movie ever. It could be the best movie ever. But whoever loses, loses the most, right? So like loses by like a long
Who has
shot.
the farthest margin? Yeah.
Who has the farthest margin has to watch a movie from the whoever wins. They get to pick the movie and watch the other person. The other person has to watch it,
I like
and they have
this.
to review it on the show.
Okay, so let's give a hard number then. Like,
Okay, so I'm going to go with 67. I'm going to go with 67.
okay, Jason.
Me? Okay, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say 81.
Okay.
Oh man. See, if I say what I was gonna say, then I'm gonna be that Price is Right asshole.
You're gonna say 82, aren't you?
I was gonna say 82. I won't say 82. I'll go 90.
90?
Fair enough.
Okay. So what were you at? Where were you at, Jason?
81.
82, 81.
81.
81. And Christian is at 90?
90.
Okay.
Heather says 75 for the opening. Okay. Cassie says 67.1. That is
you have to do that.
that is why is that scares me that's so specific. Like,
well, because I have 67.
oh, I
Just the one
okay,
up me.
okay.
Is anybody gonna say $1?
$1, Bob.
Wait, Christian, what was yours again? Sorry,
90.
one more time.
I'm gonna go 90.
90. Okay,
I'm
cool.
being very optimistic here.
I'm gonna log this, and then obviously the weekend we'll go by the opening from the so the day it opens. Well, wait, it's on a
Joseph says 125, by the way.
yeah, I say 125.
High roller.
So okay,
85
wait,
for our
wait,
turn.
wait,
Okay,
wait.
we got a
Wait,
game
wait.
going.
Whoa. So the thing opens on a Wednesday.
Oh, so what are we calculating then?
So I
Are we
think
calculating the 5-day, or are we calculating?
so I think if it's 5 days, it's going to be a little different. But I think we should do Friday through Monday.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay. No, we have complete faith with the Turtles, Joseph. So 85 Arturo. No, we have faith in the Turtles, but if you look at box office trends, right, and like how they work, even the biggest movie of the year before Barbie only did like I think Mission Impossible only came in at what 60 something for the opening weekend.
Everything for whatever reason is not having big, like
yeah,
all those. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Spider-Verse did well. It made 100 million opening weekend, but it was still like a low 100 million. So like that was, and I don't honestly, I love the Ninja Turtles, but I don't think it's going to have the same effect as Spider-Verse did. It's doesn't have that kind of audience.
Before the pandemic, we were looking at like 180, 190, 200 million openings. Like it was getting pretty crazy. And then I think the pandemic kind of kiboshed all that. We're kind of obviously we're climbing back. We got 150 for Barbie. But yeah, I mean, like I think that's goes to show like nothing is predictable this year. Everything that anybody would have assumed was going to like do big numbers this year has not. Indy, Mission Impossible. Like Indy. None of like you know. And then Barbie, Oppenheimer, like a period biopic, dude. Like I mentioned this the other night. We're living in a world now where Cillian Murphy has a bigger opening weekend than Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That is,
and that's crazy. Like
and Tom Cruise.
And Tom Cruise. Right, like
and Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and Harrison Ford. Like that's
crazy.
Yeah. So what we'll do the Tuesday after the Tuesday after the movie comes out, we'll announce the winner, and then on the show after that, the loser has to watch and review the movie of the winner's choice. And
How
again,
about this too? If somebody in the comments also gets close, whoever wins in the comments, will get something in the mail from us.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Whoever
Um,
guess if your guess is spot on.
yeah,
Ooh.
exactly. Joseph, nobody knows what the movie is. It's going to be winner's choice. So whatever movie the winner wants to impart on the loser, it could be any movie you want. That's available, obviously, easily. That the other person can get easily. Um,
Oh man,
but
you guys are all going to be
it could
watching
be
Cats.
it could be
Yes.
torture. It could be whatever you want. So we'll see how that goes. Joseph, if you have any ideas, send them my way, and I'll
Yeah.
it to the group. All right, but speaking of Barbenheimer, let's talk about the movies a little bit. Christian and I got a chance to watch both. Like I said,
my God, Cassie, don't you dare! Sorry.
oh, I don't know if sagas count, but we'll see.
The whole saga? Oh, God.
The way they lost. We'll see how badly they lost. It looks like a new challenger is entering the thing here. I don't know. We have
Sagas count.
Sagas count. Yes.
Oh man.
We'll see. But yes, let's talk about Barbie. Let's talk about Oppenheimer. So, Christian, give us your quick thoughts on Barbie. What did you think about Barbie?
I loved it. I'm so happy that this is the big winner of the year, like at the box office. And I can think of a movie that oh no. I can't think of a movie that deserves it more. I'm so happy for everybody involved. What a fun time at the movies. But it's so much more, you know what I mean? Like it's just like you get to kind of run the gamut of all your emotions sitting there in the theater for a couple of hours with Barbie. I'll say this: I had a friend who doesn't keep up with anything like this, and she asked me, she was like, "How was Barbie?" I don't like Barbie. I'm like, she's mentioned this a few times to me in the last couple of weeks. She's like, I don't like Barbie, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a weird. But then I realized like what she's talking about, and I told her, I'm like, that's actually something that they addressed in the movie.
Yes.
Like the exact thing that you're talking about, like misrepresentation and like beauty standards and all that. Like that's absolutely a part of the movie, and I think it's something like if that's how you feel about it, and like this has been part of like the advertising. It's a movie for people who love Barbie. It's a movie for people who hate Barbie. And that couldn't be more accurate. What a blast you're going to have. Go in there with an open mind and open heart, and just trust in the Kens and trust in the Barbies and Alan. And I can't remember that, but yeah, it's a fun time, and I would put this up against. I know it's not just an explicitly a comedy, but it was so funny that I'm putting it up against all the other comedies that came out this year.
Oh yeah. Joyride, especially like Joyride and Barbie are like a perfect double feature if you're like doing a double feature like that.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to do that. I still need to see Joyride too.
Joyride's such a blast. It's such a blast.
I'm going to start my review real quick by addressing Joseph's question. So, who is the best, Ryan Gosling or Margot Robbie? So, neither. Like they were both incredible. Ryan Gosling can possibly, I really, really want him to get a Best Supporting Actor nomination here. He is so freaking funny. His, what was it? Casa Dojo house was just amazing. I absolutely had a blast with this movie. It's one of those movies, like you said, Christian, you go into it with an open mind and you're just going to have a blast, right? Yeah. You should know what you're kind of getting into just from the trailers. Like it's not particularly the movie you think it's going to be, but it also the vibe and the style of it is. It's just what it's saying isn't what you think it's going to be saying. Oh, hey Zach, what's up, man? Nice to see you. My brother is with my brother. I haven't seen either one of them.
Cool.
Watching the show. But yeah, I really, really loved it. I thought every single person in this movie killed it. America Ferrera, especially. She has this monologue that is just I know it means a lot to so many people. And Mojo Dojo Casa House, correct?
There we go.
and the way she delivers it, and the way it almost had me crying. You know what I mean? Like it was just such a powerful moment, and you you really kind of understand what she's trying to say, and it was great. And I know we went to go watch it with our friend, Yam, Nickish, and my wife, and we all had a blast with it, and it all kind of touched us in a weird way, in a really, really good way. As being especially a dad or a husband, and like having women in my life that I really, really care about and respect, like this movie gives you just ups that respect and ups that kind of how much you love them and you care about them and stuff like that. And this movie does a lot of beautiful things, and this movie is for everybody. Like, this movie has something to say about something that everybody can relate to. So go see it. I don't care if you're like the most, like wrestling fans will like Barbie also. Exactly. No, legit. Arturo said that, and it's true. Like, it is a movie that everybody can take something away from. And I joked about this, but take your teenage boys to go see it.
Yes.
Take your sons, take your daughters, take everybody to go see it. Don't cry. I'm almost about to cry because this movie, I've made it clear that I don't particularly think that movies are, I know they're targeted towards people, but they're not specifically only for those people, which is, anyone can watch any movie, and that's totally cool. And I love that. Like, that's my view on movies, is like, movies are made for everybody.
Yes.
The target audience is going to love it, and the people who aren't the quote unquote target audience are going to love it. And the tagline says it the best. This movie, if you love Barbie, you will love this movie. This movie is for you. If you hate Barbie, this movie is for you.
I know that, like, a lot of times, especially like if you find yourself on like whatever the other side of this movie might be, and you're being forced to see this, it's really easy to shut down in the theater and like just not be there. But like, when I say like be open, like literally, like just hear it, like listen. It's just fun. You know what I mean? Just for the fact that you'll just enjoy yourself, and maybe like you'll get a little bit of more perspective on the people that you love in your life that make up half the population. So I
really want to talk about the song, but I really feel like that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it for me.
It's so good.
I want to do a double now. I want to do that and Joyride.
Yeah, dude, if you do both of those movies in the same day, you will literally die of laughter. Like, Joyride is, oh my gosh, like Joyride is honestly my funniest movie of the year so far, like easily the best comedy I've seen in a long time.
Now, how would you do that if you were me? Like, Joyride first, Barbie second, or Barbie first, Joyride second?
I go Barbie first. Yeah. I would probably go Barbie first.
I think so.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, make it a double feature. Both of these movies, are both of them, both directed by amazing women. Like, just the cast is primarily female, which is amazing. And everyone in all of them are just top notch, like 100%. Like, they're freaking incredible. And I can't talk about this movie enough because it's fantastic. Arturo says, heard from movie employees that same old lady was making a fuss of women dressed as Barbie. Dude, like,
get over yourself, lady.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was like a really cool thing to see. Because I didn't do one night, I did them 2 days, and both times everybody at the theater, like, just pink everywhere you looked in the lobby. Pink. It was cool.
That lady would have had a heart attack at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
we saw this like brigade of Barbies walking by somewhere on skates.
Even people who were in Oppenheimer doing the double feature were dressed as Barbie because they were waiting to go to Barbie next.
Yeah.
So it was just a good time. Like, let people dress up, man. Like, honestly, to be 100%, I'm not that person that's going to dress up to go to the movies, just because I have nothing against it at all. I'm just not that kind of nerd, I guess. But I think it's incredible when people do. I think it's amazing. I think it's beautiful when people really get into it and have fun with it. I think that's great.
I saw a guy during con, there was a guy and a girl, and she was the Barbie, obviously, and he was supposed to be Oppenheimer, but everything was pink. He had the pink costume. Like, I totally wish I took a picture of that.
They should have switched. They should have switched, right? So like Barbie's dress should have been like all black.
That's what I thought.
It should have been all pink. That would have been really cool.
That
would have been badass.
Dressing up adds to the hype. It really does, Joseph. Like, it's a really cool feeling being surrounded by people. It's really cool. Like, go watch Barbie. Hopefully this weekend's going to be just as massive. I mean, it's not going to make as much money because like everyone already saw it, but hopefully people are still in the zone and getting dressed up and going out and having fun.
The only apprehension I have to dressing up to a movie is, have you guys seen the movie? This is an old movie, like 20 years old, but have you guys seen the movie Fanboys?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So at the very end of that movie, they're all dressed up. They're about to watch episode 1. And right before it starts, one of them turns to the next guy and goes, "What if this sucks?" And then like the credits roll, and it's so funny.
That's the one with Seth Rogen, right?
Is he in that? I think he is in that.
Oh
yeah, he is. He is. He
When
plays
he
one of
goes
the
off on those
Trekkies.
guys.
Yeah, it's got a whole cast of like, it had Kristen Bell's in it.
Mhm.
It's got it's got a bunch of people. I love Fanboys.
It's such a fun movie.
All right, so yeah, go check out Barbie. I think we've hyped that movie enough. I don't think there's enough hype for it, but I mean, I don't think there's no such thing as too much hype for Barbie.
Yeah.
Go watch it. So let's talk about the polar opposite of Barbie.
Yeah.
Even though it is kind of funny because the whole thing with, I realize they do have this weird connecting thread, which is kind of strange because in Barbie they bring up the point that humans have an ending, ideas live forever, right? Like that's kind of the whole thing with Barbie. Oppenheimer is very much the same thing. It really is if you think about it. Like Oppenheimer,
legacy.
He's gone, but the legacy he left behind, both devastating and also very necessary to an extent. You know what I mean? Like the technology they used was cutting edge, and he did. Don't want to use this term, but he did very intelligent things that needed to be done. He created things that were beyond what we thought could be done. He's one of those minds that did something. Now the devastation it caused, obviously, is the issue here. Horses are also the connection. It is. Jason, you will understand that when you watch the movie. But horses very much.
That's very much.
Just before we get up to Oppenheimer, just real quick, my brother asked, "What's all your opinion on Blue Beetle?" I think you guys want to go first, Jason. What do you think about Blue Beetle? Be honest.
I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm worried. I'm a little worried because I've only seen the one trailer, and that's all they've shown us. Really, is the one trailer. I mean, I think that kid's a great actor. That's what Miguel from Cobra Kai. And George Lopez is in it, but I don't know. I'll wait until I see it.
I'm Christian.
I think it's going to be good. Blue Beetle's a fan favorite. I know it's going to freaking tank. There's no way this movie's going to do huge numbers.
They're predicting it to open what, to like 17?
They said 12 to 17.
12 to 17
for opening, which is half of what Shazam did. Basically. So no, I don't think it's going to do well. I don't understand what DC's doing. I don't understand what Warner Brothers is doing. They just got a huge win this weekend, with Barbie. That's great.
They did.
I think they've realized that this is an uphill battle, right? Like the overall opinion of the DC universe is not great. And we've seen this time and time again before, like even actually before the pandemic, you know what I mean? Like the trend of like bad box office opening weekends started before the pandemic with DC, you know what I mean? And and now we're seeing this, like, look at, they pushed back Aquaman again, right? And like it was supposed to release like what in a couple months, and we still haven't seen a trailer. Of course we're not going to see a trailer. I totally understand that DC and Marvel weren't at Comic-Con. Why should they be? Why would you? If you were DC, would you want to be there and answer questions?
No, especially right now. Oh,
right. I think it sends a better message of like, hey, we're just going to stay here. We're going to work on our stuff because y'all know we need to. But maybe we'll see you guys next year. So yeah, I'm not mad about that. I hope they get their stuff together.
I'm totally perfectly fine with Blue Beetle. Like I think it looks fine. Like it looks like a DC movie. It looks like a CW DC movie. It does, which is fine. I love that stuff. I love those shows. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It is more like aimed towards teenagers and stuff, like the younger audience, which is great. A great way to pull those people in. I am a little confused though, because James Gunn had said this is the first DCU movie, but Superman Legacy is technically the first character in the DCU.
You know
So
what I
like
think it is? I think it's that this movie is the first movie that has nothing that ties it back to the old universe. So, like, you know what I mean? There's no
but
comments
it's
about like Wonder Woman or anything.
so
So
weird though, because you still have Aquaman coming out.
I know. I
Like,
don't
why?
get
What
this.
are you doing? Like, I don't get that. Like, I understand what you're saying, but like, you're gonna obviously have some ties with Aquaman. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like, it
Especially
doesn't make
since Blue Beetle
any
comes
sense.
out before Aquaman. So it's like,
Right.
I
It's
don't
it's
know.
so like it's so bizarre. And Aquaman, I've heard recently by some reports, I think it was in Deadline, where they were talking about how they have had to go back and reshoot a bunch of stuff, and they
Yeah.
took out the Batman cameo. They're supposed to be
Completely just out now. Yeah.
completely. It was supposed to be Michael Keaton first, then it was Ben Affleck, and now they're
Affleck.
just like it's done. Like I have faith in James Wan. Like I love James Wan. I think James Wan is incredible. So I'm kind of wondering if this is a studio thing or a James Wan thing. Like I don't I it just seems like a lot of things going on right now, and it doesn't make any sense doing that with Blue Beetle and then Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman's pushed back to 2024. Apparently, I don't think that's official yet, but that's what
Well, there's already words of a bunch of stuff possibly being delayed. Dune, the
Yeah.
second Dune is
that's
going
getting
to
pushed
be
back to 24 too.
going to be pushed back. Well, they actually came out today and said hasn't been officialized yet. Like Warner Brothers is like, no, we're not pushing that back, quote unquote, but it's going to happen. Yeah, like it's going to happen no matter what.
I mean, yes, you're right. Like the strike has a lot to do with stuff. There were things that are in the middle of shoots. So, like, you probably have heard this too, and I don't know, like, because I haven't heard that many people talking about it. But there are still productions that are going on right now. There are still films that are shooting. There's like A24 films. Anne Hathaway's on a shoot right now. Basically, the reason why these movies are able to still shoot during the strike is because some studios, A24, has totally given the guild what they want. Right? They were like, yes, we agree, and you guys need this. This is why they're able to still shoot.
Don't even get me down this road, man.
Yeah. So
No.
it's simple, and they're not the only ones. There's a couple of other studios that are totally behind, like the SAG, behind the Writers Guild, and
Yeah.
yes, that's why they're shooting.
Obviously the strike is a good, like we're all on the side of the strike. Like I don't understand how studios like A24 can actually just abide by what the guild wants, something very simple, and be like, yeah, we'll give you this, no problem. But then you have people like Disney, Warner Brothers, all these people like saying no,
huge corporate like entities.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
like it blows my mind. Like it legitimately, I don't know what Disney's doing right now at all, to be honest with you. I don't know what any of them are doing right now, and it's just a big mess.
It is a crazy thing because A24 is a relatively small studio. You know, especially if we're comparing it to the Disneys and the Warner Brothers and the Netflix.
Yeah. They're very profitable, very small, but very profitable.
Yes,
A24 won Best Picture last year, right?
Yep.
Everything all at once. Like
they were just on fire last year. Like they just like release after release. They were really smart economically how they got their start, and like everything that they choose to produce, everything they put out. A24 is just doing it right. So bravo to you, A24. Thank you for what you guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's just talk about Oppenheimer a little bit. So the first thing I want to bring up, because this was the first time I had actually seen this trailer that was attached to Oppenheimer. I know it's so weird getting excited about a trailer. I didn't even know what the trailer was. I'm watching it. I'm vibing with it. I'm like, all right, like this is going to be a cool horror movie. I always forget his name, but again, Aaron Burr's in it. That's all I know from Hamilton.
Leslie Odom something.
Leslie Odom Jr. Yes, Leslie Odom. He's fantastic. But yeah, you get to go into the trailer like, all right, these little girls, there's two girls get taken away for a while. They come back, suddenly they're different and they start getting possessed. And you're like, what is this? And then like throughout the trailer, you start to see, you see Regan from The Exorcist, and then you see her mom show up, and you find out it's the sequel to The Exorcist, directed by David Gordon Green, Exorcist Believer, which was only available in theaters this weekend, but today actually dropped on YouTube. And it looks I think it looks good. I'm a big fan of David Gordon Green. I think his Halloween trilogy, except for Halloween Kills, which I will make it apparent that I was not a fan of. Everybody knows that. But I did like the first one, and I actually have come around to Ends. I think Ends is actually a different, really interesting take for the ending of that trilogy. But anyways, he's directing this one. Comes out just in time for Halloween. I think it's October 13th. I'm rounding up the family. We're all going to go for a movie night. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have an Exorcist marathon. unless my wife says no on here, which we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. So that was the biggest surprise at first, and then we get into the movie. Obviously, I didn't see it in IMAX. Unfortunately, I would have loved to see this movie in IMAX. The family is going to go watch The Exorcist Believer. My wife has just verified with me.
Wow.
Anyways, we'll have a whole family review. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So Oppenheimer is a movie that I walked out of not too high on it. Like I thought it was fine. It's Christopher Nolan. It makes you think. I was like, that was good. It was good. But there were some things in it that really, really bothered me. And I watched it Saturday morning. As of today, I am still thinking about this movie nonstop. Every second of my day has been thinking about Oppenheimer. Just the character drama of it, the consequences of it, the fact that we are living on this planet where experiments like this are taking place, who knows how often, and our world can just explode at any time. That's terrifying. Gives you that existential dread that you needed. And I think it's a very, very good character drama. Cillian Murphy, he kills it. Like he's amazing as Oppenheimer. He's great. Robert Downey Jr. is going to get a Best Supporting Actor nomination easily. Yeah. I think that actually my favorite character in the whole movie didn't even get that much screen time, and it was what's his name, Ansel Solo.
Yeah.
Yes.
God dang it, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I know who it is.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
He's fantastic. Like for me, he was, even though he had very little screen time,
such a key character.
Such a key character, and like he had this great moment at the end that I was like just like, man.
Alden Ehrenreich.
Yes. I thought the movie was great, but it does do this thing. So I just want people to be aware of, it's Christopher Nolan. So there are going to be some things are in black and white, some things are in color. And Christian, have you read why that is? Actually,
yes. So I had a theory of what it was. I was pretty close, but basically anything in black and white in the movie is factual. Like these things happened. It was recorded. So there's like, anything that you see in color is like they're taking liberties. It's objective. So like these things happen, but it's maybe not exactly this way. So
really cool way to do it.
Yeah.
So it does kind of do things with time and stuff like that, which is really cool.
But it's clear. It's not confusing. I think it's pretty, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
It does that for a while. And then you get to, obviously, spoiler alert for those of you who don't know, like you get to the bomb tests. And then you get to the moment that kind of made history, right, with the atomic bomb, which most of you, Hiroshima. And then the movie, like you kind of think that's the end of the movie, but then it goes on even more, right? You have this whole trial and all this other stuff. Interesting, fascinating, but I just want people to be aware of that. Like it doesn't, like I was under the impression like it was going to be like a biopic from Oppenheimer when he's in college to creating the bomb and Hiroshima happens. And then that's the space of the movie, but it's not it. But it's a gripping watch. It's a fascinating watch. It's just the idea of man creating these weapons that we shouldn't be messing with the stuff, but we do. He was a very troubled person, and I'm not saying like, feel sorry for the creator of the atomic bomb, but he did not, the only reason why he did it was to beat the Nazis at it, right? Like it was either he was going to do it or the Nazis were going to do it first. So like, which one are you going to do, right? Like you're going to do it because you don't want the Nazis to get a hold of it and do whatever they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
It's like literally the lesser of two evils.
Lesser of two evils. So
necessary
overall,
evil.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, though, I thought it was really good. I think it's definitely. I'm certainly gonna have to watch it again. Like to be honest with you, like I need to watch it again. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it was really good.
I loved it. It rocked me. Like it rocked me. I saw it not at 10:30 in the morning. I saw it at 10:30 at night. So by the time we got out at like 1:40 a.m. It was crazy. But no, it was, and that was also after a full day at Comic-Con.
Woohoo!
and dialysis. So I had
Dude,
all day
that's
dialysis
crazy,
at Comic-Con,
man.
4 hours of driving, and then
This 3
Oppenheimer.
hours.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie, so be warned. Also, it's dialogue heavy. It's not a lot of like crazy action. Probably the
this is
most
cool.
dialogue in a Nolan movie, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably. What were you gonna say,
Can I
Kevin?
just say one thing real quick? Like,
Please.
even though it is dialogue heavy, it feels like an action movie still, even with it's all dialogue. Like, there's no action to be
It's
seen.
the intensity.
The
It's
pacing and the intensity makes it feel like an action movie.
it's kind of along the line of like, and not to compare because I hate to compare, and they shouldn't be compared, but like when you think of like in Inglourious Bastards and how intense that movie can be when it's all dialogue, it's kind of the same thing. You know, the stakes are higher than they could ever be. We're talking about like nuclear warfare and stuff, but also know, you know, a lot of the conversations that are happening are about theoretical physics. So you know, they know you aren't going to know it all. You know you're not going to know it all, but you'll still be able to follow along. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I have heard some people complain about needing subtitles, like they couldn't understand. I didn't have that problem. I don't know. I could hear just fine.
I didn't have any issues either, to be honest.
Yeah,
So,
Nick is mentioned that, but I've heard other people say the same. So, but I don't know, be aware of that too. But yeah, there are some performances in there, like Kevin was saying, there are people in there that are Oscar winners, Oscar nominated contenders, like Academy level actors that go in for maybe 3 lines. You're like, oh my god, that's then we'll never see them again. Wow. Like, oh my god, that's what in there.
Oh my gosh, and freaking Josh Hartnett, like if this does not like start his renaissance, I don't know what is going to. This needs to. And yes, Joseph, the aliens, they had lots of aliens in it. There's like so many aliens.
So that's
a secret alien sequel. Yes. Oh. No, but go ahead.
Yeah. But it was fantastic. Just know it's heavy, obviously. At the end of the movie, that I got no applause. We had a full theater, I got no applause. Everybody was just like sitting in silence. Nobody got up right away. It was probably like a few minutes before people actually started getting up.
Yeah. Pay attention to the sound too. Pay attention to the sound in this movie is something else. It's like next level. If you could go to like a Dolby theater or something where you can just get the full sound experience, totally worth it. Like there's the sound design in this thing, and it's not even the score either. The score is amazing. Like Ludwig that guy's been on a roll. I don't know if you guys know who Ludwig Göransson, I believe, but he's
done some amazing stuff. Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's been doing like he's been what did he did Wakanda Forever. He's been doing a lot of just really really great things for a lot of great people. He did the Mandalorian theme song.
Yeah,
like, that's him. Like, that's Ludwig. Like he's been doing.
He's the guy right now as far as musical scores.
Yeah, the score is amazing, but just like the moments that are super super effective in this movie are just these sounds that you hear. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but when you hear them happen, you're like it's kind of jarring.
It's crazy. It's intense. It almost works like a jump scare.
Almost, yeah.
It'll shake the shit out of your ass, pretty much. Like, be prepared. Like, you'll be like, oh crap, and then my stomach is empty now. Yeah, it's crazy. It's gonna rock you, so be prepared. For that too. But it's 100%. Amazing. Really, really good. So, I was just really, really happy with this weekend. Both of the movies were beyond what I expected. Barbie, especially, I think Barbie's just a great time at the movies. That's like go with a group. You know what I mean? That's something you want. Both movies you got to see in theaters. Definitely see Oppenheimer in IMAX if you can, or in Dolby. You know, but it's a good time to be a movie nerd. I would say. Absolutely,
100%. So I'm excited for Ninja Turtles. I'm excited for Haunted Mansion this week, and like I said, we already got our tickets the Saturday night, so we'll definitely be checking that out. You know, I think there's isn't there a couple? Talk to Me, I know, comes out soon too, right? I know it's going to be a major release, but that's an A24 movie right there. The Meg 2. Are you guys planning on seing the Meg 2?
Oh, yes. Did you see that? I know you saw the trailer where it gets the Tyrannosaurus.
Oh yeah. I did 100%.
I didn't even see the first one. I'm going to see it. I don't care. That looks so crazy. It's so ridiculous.
It was fun.
Oh, dude, and we're on episode 5 of The Bear, by the way.
Yes,
man.
Like, see that still.
we're moving along, and it's freaking. I
Oh,
don't
you,
want
I
to say anything,
what
but-
happens on episode 5?
So episode 5 was the party. No, I think it was the one after the. So it was the party where he had to make up, the money that he was given.
Oh, that party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five
Oh
Nights at
my
Freddy's.
God.
Yeah, Joseph, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, I think Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be fine. All the kids, Eli and Ellie, both are super, super excited for that. Five Nights at Freddy's. So we're certainly going to be checking that out in theaters. Got Matthew Lillard too. Like, can't really go wrong with it. So yeah, could be exciting time for movies. There's a lot more coming up. We'll definitely talk about those, especially once we get more into like the fall movie season. There's gonna be a lot of horror stuff, a lot of great stuff. So, and then we'll have our full family review of The Exorcist Believer.
Yes.
After we
Family
go watch.
movie night.
So if we can get like 100 views on that, just to make sure my wife and kids show up, the power went out. This isn't the Sound of Freedom, okay? They're not trying to prevent us from that. I love that movie. Excited for that for sure, dude. Yeah, dude. There's going to be a lot of stuff. My wife says definitely family review.
Perfect.
That's what I read.
Yep.
She's calling out already.
So great when the family's behind you 100%.
Right? No, it'll be a lot of fun though. I'm really excited to see that. I'll just have a meme review. No, it's fun. But yeah, so let us know what you guys are excited for upcoming. I know obviously Ninja Turtles is the big one, but if there's anything else you guys are looking forward to within the next couple weeks, couple months, whatever it may be, let us know. Drop a comment or send us a message if you like. So that's going to be our show, everybody. Zachary, yeah, I love that movie. Excited for that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you everyone for checking out the show. We actually had quite a few people today. I'm very, very excited, very happy about that. Thank you guys so much. You guys make this possible. And when we see more people watching, it's always amazing. So thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We really, really appreciate it. That means a lot. Jason, obviously, where can they find you other than MySpace, Friendster, and all that fun stuff?
Napster sometimes.
Napster.
Sometimes just taking a nap.
I'm so confused. Is Twitter still Twitter?
It's X now.
X, yeah.
But I heard there's some lawsuits or something. Oh, we're all enough. Oh,
we're all enough. We are. Thank you,
really appreciate that. But no, I heard there was something about it, like supposedly, like I think Microsoft or Facebook. No, Meta owns the X.com.
Oh, that really? That's hilarious. Yeah. That's so funny.
Because before it was supposedly Microsoft, and then Microsoft, there's something going around on Twitter or on X, whatever, talking about how Microsoft owned the X thing, but they only own it for like video game systems. But I guess, Meta actually owns it for like, social media and things like that. So we'll see how this battle goes.
Because Elon's obsessed with the letter X, like Elon, SpaceX, and like how many other things has he labeled?
He tried to do PayPal when he first started PayPal. It was supposed to be X. He wanted to change it to X.com or X something. So I'm like, dude, what is your problem? Anyways, Threads. I hope you take down Elon Musk. I want to watch this happen. Like. Listen, it's kind of greater of two evils again, right?
Yeah.
You got a billionaire against a billionaire. Who do you want to win?
Sounds like they need a submarine.
Right? All you need is a submarine. So anyways, Christian, where can they find you? To check out both of these guys do beautiful art, beautiful photography.
Thank you.
Where can they find your stuff?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. Christian Nacorda. No space. You can find me.
Cool. And you can find me, Kevin Hoskinson, one word, or Kevin_Hoskinson at Twitter. Well, I'm going to say Twitter. It's Twitter forever. I don't care. It's Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. You can find me on TikTok. I'm trying to get more on there for my Lego stuff and everything. So speaking of Lego stuff, I just want to show you. I'm sure you guys have seen this.
Oh, nice.
Hey. Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
That is so anyways. We're going to have to do a brick therapy soon, guys. We'll do one. We'll talk more Lego stuff and talk about some cool sets and everything, and it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, check out our you can find Pastrami Nation on all those as well. Follow Pastrami Nation on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. Pinterest is a huge one for us. So if you're on Pinterest, go follow Pastrami Nation and keep on following pastramination.com for the latest news, reviews, and things like that. And yeah, let us know what you guys think of the shows. Thank you guys for checking us out. Thank you guys for joining us. And you all have a good night. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other. We will talk to you guys later. Have a good week.
Thank you, guys.